I was working with the linebacker coach. We were watching film, and we were going through just different plays and just testing me. Yeah. So, he was putting those 2 plays up. Hey, this happens. What do you need to do? So I was doing pretty good, doing pretty solid. And Bill walks in. Mm-hmm. Hey, how you doing, Coach Belichick? And he was like, hey, Avery, and he was like, well, we drafted another Kentucky guy, back a few years back, and he didn't pan out too well. I was like, well, Coach, I'm not gonna be like that.
Yeah, I'm here to break that.
And he was like, I'll leave you guys alone. And I was like, no, Coach, stay.
You were that bold?
Yeah, I was like, stay. And the linebacker coach, he was like, oh, so you feeling good? I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So
that's great.
He was like, put the play up there. I was like, boom, boom. I was like, okay, I got this. Wrong. Mm-hmm. I was like, it's like, damn. And Bill was just sitting there looking at it. I was like, well.
Okay, you can leave now.
Yeah. He left. I was like, dang, I just blew my shot.
From the business capital of the world, the Big Apple, New York, Middle Tennessee, it says here. Sounds riveting. This is the Mostly Middle Tennessee Business Podcast, a podcast about Middle Tennessee business owners and professionals. Mostly.
That's right, Mr. Matt Wilson. Thank you again for that big voice offering, for being the announcer voice for the podcast. This is the Mostly Middle Tennessee Business Podcast, where we do talk to Middle Tennessee business owners, professionals, entrepreneurs about all things. They're meandering conversations. Anything may come up on this podcast. Check us out on MMTBP.com, where you can find and follow us. All the links are there where you can pick your poison in terms of where you want to watch or listen to us. And I am your host, Jim McCarthy, with JimMcCarthyVoiceovers.com and It'sYourShow.co, where we make fine podcasts like this one, hopefully. Check it all out there. Today, we're going to be talking, if you're interested in people who have played sports, specifically in the NFL, inside the NFL, for those who play in it and even coach in it and are part of the managerial staffs and all that fun stuff, it is known as not for long. Some people are exceptions to the rule, of course. Our guest today he's had a storied career. He's done pretty well. But what happens to everybody that gets out of a high-profile career like that? Where do they go? What do they do? That's what we're going to be talking about today with Mr. Avery Williamson. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, buddy. I got it right.
You got it right.
This is the second one around. So we're going to be talking about all that fun stuff today. First and foremost, you got to acknowledge the obvious, being in the NFL, ascending to the NFL must be quite a journey.
Oh, yeah. It's a hell of a journey.
I bet.
It's a long road. I started playing in the 6th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of guys, they start younger.
Really?
6 years old. But yeah,
6 years
started
old.
in the 6th grade, and from that point on, it was all football.
And did you play anything else?
I played basketball 1 year.
Right.
I sucked so bad, I quit. I didn't quit. No, I didn't quit. I just didn't return the next year.
Right.
I didn't want to quit on my teammates.
Well, good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything with baseball? Because baseball and football kind of sometimes go together.
I did 2 years of baseball, and I got to fast pitch, mm-hmm. and it was game over.
Really?
Yeah. I had issues hitting the ball, mm-hmm. and then I got hit a couple times. It didn't fly well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And then I started playing football.
There was a time
running into people.
My son was playing baseball for a season, and my wife wanted to take him to a place that we thought had like an automatic pitching machine, mm-hmm. But it didn't. So my wife stood behind the little fence and threw the ball, and I was just watching. I said, I'll play catcher. And I stood behind him. Yeah.
You got hit?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right in the jewels. It hit the ground and right on up, and. Man, I have a Facebook post where I go into detail of the process of the pain that I went through. It is not fun.
Yeah, I got scared of the ball.
Really?
Yeah, I got hit twice.
When you got 90 mile an hour balls,
it was it was in elementary school.
Okay.
Yeah.
not to that extent.
But it was going fast to me.
Probably 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, I got hit in the mouth. One time with the ball. I was crying.
Yeah.
I was surprised I came back the next year and I played. And I remember I got hit in the elbow and that hurt.
Wow.
And I was just like, yeah. I got scared.
Oof.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. That's a...
Little league dreams are over with.
Well, I mean, but it's funny because football is a highly physical game.
I know. I retired like the second grade, took some time off, and then I thought about what I wanted to do. I said football.
Football.
Yeah.
Anything that inspired you at the time, family members that have played or anything like that?
Yeah. One of my cousins, he played in high school and he really got me super interested and really lit the fire, under me to really start, training and doing the things that I need to do to get to that, get to the level of greatness.
Right.
And man, I literally did everything that I could, from push-ups every day to I had a tire that I used to pull. Yeah. And it was an 18-wheeler tire. I used to pull it all the time. Just pull it, working on my speed.
So you're in sixth grade pulling 18-wheeler semi-tires. Yep. How many at a time? Just one?
Just one.
That's enough.
That's enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 18-wheeler tires are heavy.
What do you work up to from that? As you tractor tires? Or
I never got to the tractor tire. That's you get to a certain point, it's too heavy. But yeah, I did the 18-wheeler tire until I went to college.
And were you doing, what was your aspirational position on a team? What did you want to do? Just be on a team?
Yeah. I really fell in love with playing linebacker.
Really?
I really don't know when. I guess it was Little League. But I love tackling people. Mm-hmm. When I finally learned how to tackle properly, I'm like, this is fun.
For those of us, I am a very limited knowledge football fan. Mm-hmm. I know enough to be dangerous, but the positions have always kind of kerfluffled me. Linebackers on the defensive side. Yeah. So you're trying to get to the QB when the snap happens.
I stand behind the D linemen, the fat boys. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just learned that, actually.
Hey, you learn something new every day.
Thank you, Madden. As they went through all the different positions, I'm like, it's probably because my wife and I really have gotten into watching football as of late, and we really enjoyed. You kind of start getting a bond with some of the teams, and it was only because of those things that they've been putting out on Amazon and HBO, the shows that they embed the camera crews, and you get to know the players.
Yeah,
especially these past couple of years, it's been for us was the Lions. And Dan Campbell.
Hard Knocks. Yeah.
Dan Campbell, we just like the guy.
I mean, it's hard not to like him. At first, I was like, yo, this dude might be crazy. He is crazy.
But you know what? It's worked for him.
Yeah.
He just can't seem to get in, the playoff runs.
I know.
Dialed in. Yeah. Maybe next year.
It's tough. I don't know.
That's got to be the worst feeling is when you work, they were 15, 16, and 2 maybe?
Yeah, they got up there pretty good. And it's tough.
Heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah. It's part of it. I mean,
you got another 9 months before you got about 8 or 9 months before you get another shot.
It's very tough, and that's why you can't get too hype about the regular season.
Yeah,
because you get to the playoffs and you can lose the first round.
It just takes you. Oh my gosh,
it doesn't matter till you get to the playoffs.
Yeah. Even the preseason is kind of the warm up. You're getting your second and third string guys warmed up and giving them opportunities. Because we actually went to the first Titans game, the first professional football game was a Titans game a few years ago in preseason.
That was your first one?
Ever.
Okay.
I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Why not?
Because it's like a 7-hour ordeal. It's the parking and the situation down there was just like, okay, I'll just watch it. You don't realize what happens when you're not watching it on TV.
Oh, yeah. I honestly would, if I'm not sitting in the suite,
right,
it's really not as fun because you don't get all the camera angles. You can't see all the way down in the end zone what happened unless they replay it. But it's more enjoyable on the couch, to be honest.
When I worked in radio, we worked for a station that carried the Dodgers as an affiliate. And we got invited out one Saturday. I call it one of the best days of my life. It's one of those days that I'm going to see in the flashback of my life before I die. I'm certain of it. It was so much fun. Myself and 3 other buddies went out there, had a blast. I think we laughed all 4 hours there and back. And we saw a game from the suite. And then my boss at the time, he says, hey, you want to go to another Dodger game? Sure. Yeah, why not? We went out there. Seats were not in the suite. They were in the general area, out in the sun. And literally 20 minutes in, I'm like, so how long you want to stick around? And he's like, I don't know, man, but I'm sweating. I said, yeah, I don't need to do this.
It's different when you're in the elements.
It is.
It's a whole lot different.
Yeah. LA sun in the summer? No.
I don't like sitting in, like, unless I'm playing, like sitting in the stands.
Sitting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of, especially when it's cold.
Yeah. I got spoiled. My first, experience doing that was not, probably not one to model off of.
Yeah.
So you get in, so you find your passion in elementary school, and go into middle school and high school and everything like that. Tell me about your performance and how'd you do and what kind of challenges did you have that stuck out?
I was very small, so had the issues of just, being undersized, and I was just kind of learning it. Like I didn't know how to tackle in the 6th grade.
Right.
I remember I got my chin busted bad. I ran up on this kid. I was about to tackle him on the sideline. He was a bigger kid. Man, he put his shoulder into me. I'm straight up.
Yeah.
And he ran me over completely. And I got up and I just felt my chin was just, I felt blood and stuff, and went over to the sideline, and it was all like, it was messed up. It was messed up bad.
Your lip kind of hit your
my teeth. Yeah, like the little part that connects it together to your gums, that was gone. It was nasty. Yeah. So at that point, I went back in. I didn't give up. And that next year, I remember I was like, I gotta learn how to tackle. I was like, I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to get low when I tackle. So I started getting the fundamentals. It didn't have the size, but I worked hard, and I just was always persistent and never gave up. So that just, once I finally hit my growth spurt, my freshman year of high school, that's when people was like, okay, this dude, he might be pretty good.
Right.
And just kept on working hard.
Just devoting yourself every day, working
every day.
You hear these stories of the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Yep.
I think that it was either him or Michael Jordan that they would beat each other into the gym in the morning. Not that they were playing on the same team or anything, remotely anything sports, but I was like, Michael Jordan said that story, or Tom Brady. Maybe it was both of them. But they would come to the gym in the morning, and if somebody was there before them, they would make it purposely.
Try to beat them.
I will beat you 15 minutes the next morning.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you gotta have, that type of dedication.
Yeah.
And I mean, even looking back, I could have done so many things even more to amplify my game. Like, I was not a fan of getting up early.
Right.
Now I work out at 6 a.m. But back then, I mean, your days are so long though. It's kind of like, man, I want to sleep in at least until 6:30.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did not like the 6 a.m. workouts. But guys are like that. Some guys like that. I mean, you got Tom Brady. I mean, he is the greatest of all time.
Well, I mean, he didn't start that way.
No, he didn't.
Not
he worked. He worked at it, and it's a testament to sticking to something and actually seeing the course.
Yeah,
yeah. But now, if you work at something like hard enough and long enough, you're gonna get at least decently good at it. Some guys do that, and they maybe just end up on practice squad. But it's a mix. It's a mix of talent and work ethic.
I would imagine, does attitude come into play, especially with the other players, management, coaching staff, all that stuff? I mean, because sometimes guys are just going to have bad attitudes, egos, things of that nature.
Oh, yeah.
Skill, I mean, because a lot of people, you say you hire for attitude and work on the skill, right? In the NFL, I'd imagine you want the skill first. We'll figure out the attitude. Is that how it goes?
You need the skill.
Yeah.
They're trying to, they need the skill. If the guys kind of, I guess, might not be the best off the field,
right?
They'll work with them, but you got to have the skill set, and they'll just try to mold it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of factors, so many things that guys can go through that don't pan out from some people, just such jerks that, the coaches get tired of them, especially if they're not playing good.
Right.
They'll they'll deal with you until they don't have to.
Well, when your leverage runs out.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember my coach told me that. He was like, yeah, they'll deal with you until they, till they find somebody else that's cheaper and almost as good and they can develop them. But yeah.
And I would imagine that, did you have kind of a family infrastructure that kept you in check?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're human, when good things start happening, we kind of get a little bit maybe overly confident and overinflated ego. It happens to the best of us.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it happened to you, but
not terribly. It was, I stayed pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I wanted to get a new car when I first, that was like during the season, my first season, I wanted to get a Audi.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was like, hey, I know you need to wait. And I still have my 05 Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
And
you still have it?
No, I had it.
I want to say, good for you.
I wish I did. But
right?
it was things like that. I just was smart. Just didn't want to splurge. I was $70,000 car that I was planning to get, and I could afford it. But my dad was like, "Hey, just wait, just be patient." So, I ended up getting a Camaro that off season, and still got it.
There you go.
Yeah, still got it. So, but yeah, I was close to home, 2 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
So my family, they came up, every home game. So,
well, backing up, you went to college out of high school, like junior year or junior high school or middle school, as they call it around here. I went to junior high school. I always say it's funny, in that part of your life, you're constantly ascending to the top of the barrel until you get knocked back down to the barrel, because you got all these different, as you progress through that part of your life, you're getting to now I'm the big dog in middle school, which get knocked down to high school.
Yeah.
And what you're doing, you have to, go out and try out for the sport, show your grit and your tenacity, your talent, your skill. But you kept on having to do that. Although you have the record of it in high school, getting into college, though, I guess would be a different story as well. Tell me about that.
It was tough.
Where'd you go?
Went to Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a transition being away from home, and it was guys that were older, 4 or 5 years older than me, and they had a leg up on me, and playing against the competition that you're playing against in the SEC. I mean, it's the best of the best. So it was a huge challenge. That first summer, I was homesick, man. I was homesick bad, and I wasn't going to quit, but I really wanted to be home.
Ring that bell.
Yeah, I was ready to get home, because we reported in May, and I went back 4th of July. That was the longest I've ever been away from home.
Wow.
So went home, got to see all my family and friends, and just I missed it.
Yeah.
And I remember I was crying like a baby when I went back up, and we were getting ready for fall camp, and that July ended up I had a break in my foot. Like, we were doing some drills and had I fractured a bone in my foot and got turf toe. So it was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks away from camp, and my foot is crazy hurting. And shoot, they just, I don't know, remember what treatment I did, but it was just trying to get me better. But I was still working out and stuff, and I went into that fall camp, and it was hell.
Yeah.
It's hot. I'm getting cussed out. I'm just learning everything, just trying to find my way.
Back at the bottom there?
Yeah, back at the bottom. And my foot was hurting. I mean, it was hurting like hell.
Right.
So I remember I was in the dorm room. I was like, I can't do this. Yeah. This is tough. And I don't know how I just mustered the energy and the courage, to keep on fighting. But
I was going to ask, what did you have in mind? I mean, did you have the NFL as well? I mean,
oh yeah,
it's one thing to say it; it's another thing for people to say, "No, I know this intrinsically in every fiber of my being that this is my destiny."
At that point, I didn't know. Yeah, everything was out the window, and I was just trying to make it through that fall camp.
Yeah,
and yeah, I know I was talking to one of the older guys, linebackers that I was room with. I'm sure I was talking to him, but it was just looking back, it was just consistent, like every day, just trying to improve in some way. And as we got closer to the season, they were starting to, you know, select guys that were going to be red-shirted or travel. And I just didn't feel like I was ready. Mm-hmm. Coaches, they saw it differently. And I went up to, I think it was either the OC or the head coach, Joker Phillips. Yeah, I went up to him, I was like, hey, coach, I just think that I need to be redshirted. And he was like, well, you know, Randy Sanders. UT fans know him. But he was like, thank you. We'll see. You know, we'll let you know. I you know, I think you just need to kind of give it some thought. So I was just like, okay, redshirt me. so ended up making the travel list, and I was just trying to, you know, just feeling it out, man. We jumped into the first few games.
You're so nonchalant about it.
It was.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So yeah, we played some smaller schools like Akron, and I can't remember who all it was, but just getting my feet wet, playing special teams. I remember I got hurt one game, and it was like I hurt my ankle, and I was just like, yo,
just keep it on happening.
Yeah, you know. So the moment that it clicked, we were about to play LSU down. Yeah, we about to play. No. Yeah. Was it LSU? I can't remember who it was. But I was on, no, it was Auburn. It was Auburn.
Okay.
Yeah, Cam Newton was there. It was a crazy game. I was like, look, I'm either gonna just let this freshman year go past and not get better, or I can take advantage of it. And so it clicked with me. I was like, hey, let me actually get better. So I started, you know, killing it on special teams, you know, making a good effort, learning as much as I could. And I actually had to, you know, for a freshman, I had a, you know, decent year. And that next year, after I got, you know, I guess kind of some of the partying on my system, right. I was mature enough to tell myself, hey, I have the talent to go pro. I started to see it within myself. I was like, let me work on the things that I know I'm not good at. Let me start working on them, and that way I can at least start playing.
Were you aware of what you weren't good at?
Yeah,
Of course, you have the coaching staff that will point that out to you.
Yeah, I was talking to the coaches and then just looking at my own game and looking at we had one of the vets, Danny Trevathan. He played, I think, about 10 years in the NFL, so he was 2 years older than me. So I looked at him, model his game, seeing what he was doing. He was, you know, all SEC player. So I was like, let me model my game after him, and just started studying what I could do, like just little things. Yeah. And man, that sophomore year, that summer, I was just improving, and I ended up, you know, starting to split time with one of the seniors that year, and man, that's when I was like, I'm gonna go pro. I know I can do it. And I started making plays and stuff. And then my junior and senior year, that's when I started, and I took off. Right. Yeah.
And it was always on the linebacker position. That's what you were passionate about.
Yeah.
So it's a position where you need strength, size, you know, and just crushing ability. Yeah. Right. Just to kind of penetrate through the D line and into their, you know, try to get
not through the D line, through the O line.
The O line. Yeah. But you got to get, you know, you're backing up the D line.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And you got to be smart too.
Right.
You got to be smart, because what I play middle linebacker, you got to know how to be aware of what's going on. You got to get the play call out to the rest of the defense. Right. You have to,
because you're watching what they're calling on the O line, correct?
Yeah.
And making adjustments.
That's
what confounds me. Like, for somebody, I didn't realize that there was somebody that was play calling on the defense. This is how naive I am. Forgive me. I know that, you know, the QB was basically, he's the one that's leading the charge, obviously, and you got to defend against that. So he's calling out different plays, or maybe he's calling an audible midstream, and you got to react to that. Yeah. And sometimes they're saying stuff you have to interpret. Yeah. Right. Because you have no idea what their secret sauce is.
Yeah. Now, you know, I mean, it depends on how deep you get into it. Yeah. I never got that good to where I was like, just knew exactly. Some guys are just freaks at that. There's levels to it. But Yeah, they'll give you audibles. The coach, they'll give you audibles like they'll give you 2 plays. If they line up in this, run the first one. They line up in that, you gotta go to the next play.
Right.
Yeah. So you gotta have some brains.
Oh, absolutely.
Can't be stupid.
It's such strategy to it.
Yep.
And again, you know,
chess.
whenever I play Madden, it gives you the options of the plays to pick and everything. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's just do a fake play.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not exactly playing with I think I'm playing, against my wife and we're both just like the blind leading the blind. But it's, I'm like, I'll just do a fake punt, where they'll snap the ball and the guy I'm just going to throw it and keep on going. And, that doesn't happen often in the NFL.
Nah.
It's too risky. But again, forgive my naivete. I'm fascinated by this stuff. Like the thing that they hold on their arms. What are they looking at?
It's it's just a wristband. So they have different plays on there.
So it's just a little reference guide that they can pull up and, wow.
Yep.
And they got to memorize all that stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a lot it's a lot to remember. It's a whole lot to remember. So I would use it in practice. Like Wednesdays, they give you the whole breakdown of what we're doing for that week. And I'm like, yo, I can't remember some of the stuff, like first day install. So you write it down. You put it on your wristband, and at least you're looking like, hey, and we're gonna be running blah blah blah. Play 8 of run period. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it.
Right.
So,
I know what that is.
Yeah. So
is this kind of giving you PTSD talking
a little bit? Man, look, because you don't want to mess up on a Wednesday in the NFL. Oh man, that's you don't want to mess up on any day. The worst day to mess up on is a Saturday, right before the game.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Walk through. You gotta know what's going on. But we're not to the NFL part yet. We're not.
We're still. But these are all the things that are shaping you, and
yep.
Again, to the semi-layman like me, I find this utterly. I had no idea that up until now that they even called out plays on the defense.
Yeah,
those
I had the headphones in my helmet.
Wow,
did you know that? The earphones.
Yeah. I was aware that was a possibility.
Yep.
So
they walkie-talkie it in.
To the listeners that are listening, I apologize, and if we set the episode up saying that this is going to be about talking about how to make a transition from the NFL into a business. But hey, hopefully you're learning stuff like I am, because I had no idea about just how football works. But I find this utterly fascinating. So you get to you're back at the bottom of the barrel in college, but you're ascending. Sophomore year comes along. You're starting to refine and see, hey, there's a possibility I could go pro.
Yep.
How did that progress? How did the rest of your sophomore, junior, senior year go?
So yeah, I had a good sophomore year, and then I was starting my junior year, and we were terrible, but I had an amazing year. I was all SEC. I don't know what it was. First, I think it was probably like second team.
Yeah.
But I was up there in tackles in the SEC. And my senior year, I was really, really doing well.
Right.
Had another great year. And
your modus operandi in senior year, even junior year, is to get the attention of scouts, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I knew that it was I had a good year, and shoot, I was just getting ready for that draft.
Yeah. Ready
for the draft and the combine, all that stuff. And had a very successful combine. Ended up getting drafted to the Tennessee Titans.
What round?
5th round.
Not bad.
Yep. Went 5th round.
That I do know.
Yeah. So yeah, I got drafted back home. Was not expecting it. So I had 3 visits that I took. So I had the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Titans. And man, ended up getting drafted here. And the Titans actually ended up I'm losing the term now. They traded up to get me. Yeah, they traded up to get me.
Oh, nice. So basically, what year was that? 2013, 14?
2014.
Okay. So that's your first taste. I mean, what's that feeling like? Do you know going into the draft, I'm going to be picked by somebody?
Yeah, I knew I was going to get picked by somebody. Just didn't know when.
Was it going to be Patriots, Dolphins, or Titans?
I didn't know. Well, it could have been anybody.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
where'd you want to go?
I wanted to go to the Ravens, but then they ended up taking CJ Mosley first round. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to end up going there. So after that, I was really banking on the Patriots. They had my agent. He was Belichick's agent.
Mm-hmm.
So they really liked my visit and went well. And actually, when the Titans drafted me, I heard they were upset that they traded up to get me. So the story probably would have been a lot different if I would have. Yeah, if they wouldn't traded up, I might have been going to the Patriots. Who knows?
It's colder up in Boston.
But they got a lot of jewelry.
They do. That they do.
I would have bought a coat.
Hey, you would have been on the same team as Mr. Brady, and under the tutelage of Belichick and everything. But you're going up there just to tour the team sites and everything. Do you get to meet all those guys? Do you?
Yeah. Well, I remember Brady. He wasn't in, but I remember Vince Wilfork. He was a Hall of Fame D lineman.
Right.
And this dude's shoulders are like out here, and he's like 360.
Gosh.
Crazy. But I remember I met him. Funny story though. So I was in there doing. I was working with the linebacker coach. We were watching film, and we were going through just different plays and just testing me. Yeah. So he was putting those two plays up. Hey, this happens. What do you need to do? So I was doing pretty good, pretty solid. And Bill walks in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was, hey, you doing, Coach Belichick? And he was like, hey, Avery, and he was like, well, we drafted another Kentucky guy, back a few years back, and he didn't pan out too well. I was like, well, Coach, I'm not gonna be like that.
Yeah, I'm here to break that.
Yeah. So he was walking out, and he was like, I'll leave you guys alone. And I was like, no, Coach, stay.
You were that bold?
Yeah, I was like, stay. And the other linebacker coach, he was like, oh, so you feeling good? I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So
that's great.
He was like, put the play up there. I was like, boom, boom. I was like, okay, I got this. Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's like, damn. And Bill was just sitting there looking at it. I was like, well.
Okay, you can leave now.
Yeah. He left. I was like, dang, I just blew my shot. And I think another reason why they didn't draft me was probably because I ate so much the night before.
Right.
I'm a college kid. I'm getting a hotel, big hotel, and a tab. You can just eat anything. I had like double servings.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I had clam chowder and I don't remember what else.
Yeah, but you guys tune and train your bodies to the point where you're burning so many calories. You're going the other direction, so you got to feed that burn.
That, and then I wasn't used to eating a lot of nice stuff. So
right.
I was like, take advantage.
So you was like carb loading, or doing like pasta Alfredo and all that stuff?
I don't know, but I was taking advantage.
Yeah. When in Rome.
It was on what's the owner? Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could foot the bill.
Yeah, he could foot it.
Gosh, these guys, it's like being knighted.
Yeah.
Or an NFL team in this country.
Oh yeah.
It's funny you say that, because you have a lot of these guys that, who was it with that burned so many calories? That it was my nephew of all people.
Mm-hmm.
So he was actually trying out for West Point.
Okay.
And I just remember he was just a big giant kid. It's funny, I took a picture of him one time, and just for craps and giggles, I said, hey, here's me with my nephew, and it's literally me with my face, and his shoulders like next to my face. It's just his shoulder in the picture. I got to show it to you.
Dang.
But he would eat like 3,000 or 4,000 calories a day. It was nuts.
Yeah,
they were they're fine-tuned machines at that point.
Yeah, you burn so much. You burn so much energy and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I used to have to fight to keep weight.
Really?
I was.
What a problem that is.
Man, yeah. Now I was 230. Like I played around like 237.
Mm-hmm.
So I like towards the end of the year, like your body's hurting. You just tired. It's cold.
Yeah.
I would maybe drop to like 234 or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, I was fighting, having to eat snacks and stuff. Now I'm 215. That's my natural weight.
Really?
Yep, natural weight. So I still, I hope that I continue to have trouble gaining weight.
Right. So you're getting into you know that someone's going to pick you. That's got to be exhilarating in and of itself to be able to, one of the few, I guess, thousands of people that have played in the NFL, tens of thousands, maybe. Yeah. That's still a small percentage over the course of 50 some odd years.
Yeah, it's a small amount.
Yeah.
And
heck of a feather in your cap.
Thank you.
Because once again, here you are, you're at the top of your game in college, doing well, you know your jam, and then back at the bottom of the barrel.
Bottom. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I knew how to work. I knew what it took, but it's just like a whole different level. Like, it's the best of the best.
I bet.
Yeah, when you get up there, I mean, it's a challenge. You got so much more to deal with. You got the finances now.
Oh,
then you got the you got just, it's a job. Now it's a job. You got to really fight for your position. Like, there's no 4-year scholarships.
Yeah.
So you really, it's a battle every day.
It's a meritocracy through and through.
Man. Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely tough that first year because it was just, I'm learning. I'm a rookie. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out what to do. It took me like my first couple weeks to really get like a schedule down and to really start to not just be, I was starstruck the whole year.
Does your garage door sound like this? If it does, it's screaming for help. Call Incredible Doors, 931-348-DOOR. We're making garage doors in Murray and Williamson counties work better, sound better, and, well, spring better. We just make them incredible again. Incredible Doors in Spring Hill. For when your door's springs break, you need remote reconnections, opener installation, or just about anything to do with your garage door. Go to IncredibleDoors.com or call 931-348-DOOR. Follow us on Facebook for specials on maintenance visits, keypads, and other items. 931-348-DOOR.
Because not only you're meeting these people,
I'm playing against them.
You're playing against them, and it's, you got to make physical contact with them, and gosh.
Nah, it's cool. And so it's just, you got all these new things that you got to deal with.
Yeah.
And you got a longer season. It's just so many, the girls.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole life shift.
Man, you got the distractions of that. I mean, family members. It's a whole lot. Yeah. So that's why it's so tough to remain in the NFL because you got so many distractions.
And it's tough to, and does the coaching staff kind of speak into your life saying, we get it. We've seen this millions of times. But dude, you got to focus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they know what's going on, but they try as much as they can to keep people in line. But at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And it's just they're gonna try to direct you as long as they can because they're being told by the front office like, hey, we need this guy to play.
Yeah.
Like, make sure you're doing everything to keep this guy in line.
Right.
And when they stop coaching you, something's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got so many different things, man. I've seen a lot of guys go through. I played 8 years.
Would you rather have had in the beginning the notion of certainty and comfort? And dare I say comfort? I kind of use it in a very loose term here, of knowing that I'm good. Or did you like the discomfort and the uncertainty of, no, I could be cut tomorrow? Did you like it that way, or would you have preferred it the other way?
I would prefer to have it to where I'm uncomfortable because that pushed me.
Right.
Yeah, that pushed me because guys that get comfortable, you don't progress like you should.
Right.
Yeah. It's a pressure game. So you're always thinking like who they're gonna draft, who could take my spot. Right. It's just you never know.
On the D line, who's got it the easiest in terms of loyalty and that concept of comfort and certainty? I'm good at what I do, but I mean, it's not really in the grand scheme of things on the 11 guys on the defensive side. Am I really all that important? They can get along with me for quite some time. What position would that be, if any?
Man, it's really not.
Really?
Nah.
They're all integral?
Heck yeah. I was going to, it's.
Again, my naivete.
It's because they're looking at every person.
Yeah.
And if you're not performing, they're going to get rid of you.
It's a highly, they got to, because they got a lot of money on the line.
Yeah. They'll deal with you if you're a player that's, got the accolades and stuff, like maybe towards the end of your career, they'll kind of deal with the decline a little bit of your play. But they're going to get you out of here quick.
You had mentioned earlier the finances, of course, change.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago, when the draft was held in Nashville, I was there doing some hosting and video work with the company. And you're talking to people all day long, coming in and out, doing interviews and such, who are on the verge and precipice of becoming essentially millionaires. Multi-millionaires. That's a big life shift.
Heck yeah.
Life-changing money, a lot of things going on. If I were a financial planner, do any of these guys try to penetrate the teams and say, okay, great, congrats. Breaks. Let's think about this. Hi, my name is Jim. This is what I do. I try to make sure that, should things happen, you still are able to have a nest egg and be able to fund life after the NFL. Is there anybody that does that?
They do seminars and things like that.
Do they?
But they can't appoint a person.
Right.
They can't do that because then they would be at fault if something happened.
Right.
But
how do these guys get in front of you then? If any, if they can.
It depends. I mean, just through other teammates or just different ways. You just out, meet people. But I mean, people they'll get you some kind of way. Message you.
If I were in that realm, I would put myself and another guy out in front of the Mercedes dealer and the Ferrari dealership saying with a sign to say, if you just got drafted, let me talk to you first.
Yeah. Woo.
Before you drive on the lot.
For real.
If anybody takes that idea and run with it, let me know how it pans out.
Yeah.
So you spent 8 years in the NFL. That's nothing to balk at.
Yeah.
And what's the typical time on average most people last?
2 to 3 years.
That's it. Yeah.
2 to 3 years.
So that was a heck of a run.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a heck of a run. I wanted to get 10. Mm-hmm. Then just life happened. Mm-hmm. But it's a long time.
When did you feel you belonged? Did that ever happen at all?
I would say. I started to really get to that point my third year.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, my third year, I was starting to really ball, and that last year, my fourth year, I would say year 6 was that was my best year with the Jets. Yeah, I was balling.
By chance, are you familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk?
Gary V.
He wants to buy the Jets at some point.
Yeah, I know Gary.
Do you?
Yeah, Gary V.
Did you ever get a chance to talk to him at all?
Yeah, I've seen Gary a lot.
He was at every game, I think.
Oh yeah, he was at every game. I didn't even know who he was until this is when I signed with the Jets.
Right.
And I was out at this one club in Nashville, and this one guy, he was I don't even know how he found it, but I guess maybe he commented. Gary commented on my picture.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, you know who this is? He's like, bro, he follows you. I was like, no, I don't know who it is. It's like Gary V. He's like Jets super fan. And he was just telling me a bunch of stuff. I was like, I don't know who he is. I followed him back.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gary's cool. I saw him at the Super Bowl last year.
Did you?
In Vegas, ran to him, talked to him for a little bit.
Are you going this year?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll be down there for the festivities.
Okay.
So not the game, but I'll be down there that Thursday and Friday, just going to some different business events.
Can you speak on the general mood of the country at this point in terms of the teams that are playing in the Super Bowl?
I'm sure everybody, I feel like everybody's tired of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to concur.
I mean, I was pulling for the Bills. I wanted to see them.
I was too.
Yeah.
I pulled for the Lions.
I was pulling for the Lions.
Yeah. And then I was pulling, once they got beat, then I was pulling for the Ravens because I wanted to see Derrick Henry get a shot.
Yep. They upset me bad.
Really?
Yeah. I was hurt.
The Ravens did?
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you run Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, use him.
That guy's a beast, man.
He is.
And it's funny because you see him on the field. He's typically got the tinted out visor. He looks just like a menacing giant of a man. And then he takes the helmet off. He's got the most kind, sweethearted face. Kind eyes and everything. Just, dude, I just want to, why don't we just go get some, pie somewhere after this? He's got that kind of a face. It's a nice guy.
Derrick's a cool dude.
I would imagine it's like being a death metal singer. I have this philosophy about people who play sports that are in the MMA and that sing for death metal bands or in death metal bands. Off stage and in general life, they're just calm, chill people.
Normal people.
Because they just get it all out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have
Banging
therapy, right?
Yeah.
So, did you ever cross paths with Derrick? Oh, you must have.
Yeah. We were teammates at the Titans for 2 years.
Is he a sweetheart of a guy? He's got to be. Yeah.
Cool dude.
Yeah.
Quiet. If you don't know him that well, he ain't going to really talk that much.
What was the culture like getting into it? Because that's got to be a big factor in these teams as well, is the coaches forming the culture. If you constantly feel like you're going to be cut, you're either going to rise to the occasion or it's going to be constant paranoia, right?
Yeah.
That's got to play into it.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
I mean, my coach, he would always keep it real. He would say like he would let us know like, hey, we gotta up our game.
Yeah.
Or if like, hey, somebody not playing good, that we're gonna be playing the player that does the best.
Right.
Yeah. Because his job's on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's venting from the front office down to him to us.
He's shielding you guys from the crap that rolls downhill.
Oh yeah.
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 So you get into it. You're played with the Titans for a couple of seasons. Then you went to the Steelers.
Jets. Went to
Jets second. Then in Steelers, you finished your career with the Steelers.
I came back to the Titans for 3 games.
Okay.
Yeah. So technically came back here.
Tell me about how everything culminated.
So I went to the Jets, had the year of my life, and then year 7. Well, no, year 6. Year 5. I had a crazy year, balled out, and then year 6 is when I ended up getting hurt, tore my ACL, and it was crazy because I got hurt in the preseason game.
Oh wow!
Yeah, got hurt in the preseason game. Wasn't even supposed to be in the game, and so that really just that kind of was like the start of the downhill phase, and I came back from it that next year, and I played for the Jets, and ended up getting traded midway through the season. Went to the Steelers, so it was a journey, and it was just that adjustment and transition. Never been in that position of getting traded, right? So, but I went to a good team. The Steelers was cool, but
they were good.
Yeah, but I went there. Man, I had a good year. 2020, I had a solid season, and just didn't get signed back. Didn't get signed to a team. That off season was just kind of in that point of like, man, what's going on?
Right.
Free agency is in March, so March came, like it was nothing moving.
Right.
So COVID was going on.
Yeah.
And teams were
playing to empty stadiums.
Yeah, they were cutting a lot of. We had the empty stadium. Yeah, that 2020 year. Yeah, so teams were cutting a lot of vets, and it was super weird. So I ended up being on practice squad in Denver, my 8th year, and then I came back to Tennessee for 3 games, got released, and then I went back to Denver, and I stayed out there for like 7 or 8 weeks. It was like 7 weeks. And I just was at the point I was over it, wasn't feeling it no more.
Right.
And I just told him I was done.
You got it out of your system, though.
Yep. I think.
Yeah. Well,
a
lot of guys go into different aspects of the league. Now Tom Brady's an announcer, calling games and stuff like that. He's kind of working on his craft, and I don't think he's bad.
No,
a lot of people give him shade doing that. And I'm like, no, I don't. As far from someone who's been in that kind of role like myself, in front of a microphone a majority of my adult professional life, I'm like, I don't think he does a bad job.
No.
Well-spoken.
He's pretty good.
Stuff. Yeah.
I mean, he don't give all the answers to the test like Tony Romo.
Right.
He'll tell, well, this play is coming.
Right.
But
so the other team's listening to him.
Yeah.
He's projecting.
But shoot, hey, I think he's making like $37 million.
That's
I think he's doing.
I'm not sure if that's enough.
I don't know. I think he's doing good.
In one of those shows, they had a guy, one of the shows that we watched, there was a guy who was following his story, and he was kind of like he was in the beginning of his career, but he kept on getting relegated to the practice squad in certain teams, and then eventually just kind of getting booted off the team. But he'd keep on trying in various ways to get back in. And he's like, I think he was on the hunt for about 2 months, maybe. He's like, well, I finally got, a call where I can be on the practice squad for maybe it was the Lions or somebody like that. Maybe the Colts. And then my wife and I are watching and he's like, yeah, it only pays, $60,000 a week. I'm like, it's only $60,000 a week, dude. Real? Can you make ends meet for crying out loud?
Not for practice squad.
No?
It's like 15,000.
15 a week?
Yeah.
Maybe I got my numbers wrong.
That was like, yeah.
As you could tell in our interaction, my memory is not exactly very good. So I mean, maybe it was 60 a month at that point.
Practice squad, they make.
Still.
I know. I'm like, shoot, maybe I was like, man, I left some money on the table. I could have just kind of stuck around.
Well, what is practice squad? Is it basically just, using
practice?
You're just practicing against the mainline guys?
Yep.
Okay.
It's boring.
It's boring?
To me, yeah. As a starter, I mean, you don't want to be on practice squad.
Really?
Yeah. But looking back, wasn't too bad of a gig.
No, man, 8 years.
I could have toughed it out, maybe got 9.
Yeah.
But I was like, I had too good of a career. I don't want to be one of those guys that just bouncing around and stuff like that.
So after that all culminates in 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
What year?
2022.
2022. So about 3 years ago. What's going through your mind, and what do you do to start thinking about what you want to do next?
Yeah, I jumped into the mindset of, I think it was like that year before in 2021. I was like, man, I need to figure something out. Something told me I just need to start planning, and so I made the mistake of getting into crypto.
Mistake, really?
Yeah.
What did you buy?
Some BS. I didn't know what to buy.
I don't think anybody knows what they're buying.
I didn't know. I did, but I made a little money off Bitcoin.
Yeah,
but
well, they had at that point. Was it then that they had a little bit of a bearish approach? They got down to like at one point like $9,000.
It got down lower. Yeah, pretty low. But
then it shot right back up.
Yeah.
So I'm into it.
Okay, I did crypto. I just started kind of looking at different things to do. And then that next year, man, it was when I knew I was done, I was like, man, let me see really what I can do.
Yeah. And
I was living in Miami. I didn't really know anybody, no connections down there. So I started trying to see what other people were doing, like businesses, trying to invest in stuff. I had a landscaping business.
Mm-hmm.
I got so bored I had a landscaping business.
Did you actually go out and do it?
I did.
Really?
I did about 7 or 8 flower beds.
Really?
Yeah.
Just on your hands and knees getting your hands in the earth?
Yeah. So I did a good job.
There's something spiritual.
It was called 54 Landscaping.
54.
Yep. So
per your number.
Yeah. So I did that for a short stint, and I was doing YouTube. I had a YouTube show.
Did you?
Yeah. It was called Tailgate 54. So I was going around the country to different tailgates and just trying food because I never been to tailgates before.
Oh wow! No kidding.
So I was doing that. What else did I do?
How long did you do the landscaping thing for?
That lasted about 2 months.
Really?
I think the biggest thing I wanted a truck. So I was like, that was an excuse to get a truck. but yeah, I did that. I was close to. I was trying to work with this financial firm, trying to see how that would work. I did some. What else did I do? I did COVID relief. I did some COVID relief stuff, making phone calls. That was boring.
Right.
But yeah, I just know what to do. Yeah. So ended up deciding to move back home.
Well, where in Miami were you?
I was in Miami Lakes.
Is that close to the beach and coast and all that? Or
it's close.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it near Aventura, that area?
It's probably about 20 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that area.
Yeah, it's
I don't have the money for it, but I like it.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I made money when I sold my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wish I would have bought two. Should have.
Well, you still can. Still opportunities out there. Getting back to being transferred or traded during the season, what does that look like? And I know I'm just kind of, I meant to ask that then, but I'm curious. Going from one team to another mid-season, do you actually have to move everything as well?
Yeah, I did as much as I could, man. The crazy thing, like the Jets, like they should have told me that I was going to get traded that week. And they didn't tell me until, because the Steelers knew that they were going to get me, I think Wednesday they said.
Right.
But I literally found out on the plane coming back from Kansas City. We played Kansas City. And my agent, he was talking to me that Saturday night. He was saying, hey, I think that they're going to make a trade for you. I'll just keep you posted. And so I'm just like, please do not get hurt. Do not want to get hurt. I want to get away. I wanted to get to a good team because we were 0-7 at the time.
Right.
So it was the season was going downhill. So we're about to take off. My agent calls me and literally planes go up and down. I was like, hey, text me. And I think he said, do you want to go to the Steelers? I was like, yeah. It was like, and so he said, then I got Wi-Fi, and then I told him, I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's make the move. So it was just like that.
Is that an additional stress you have to now?
Yeah.
You have to plan the move, or do you have people doing that?
Yeah. I had to be up, that was Sunday. I had to be up there the next day. So to get my physical. So I got all my stuff. I just packed a big bag. I had all my stuff in my apartment. I ended up getting my stuff moved. What did I do? Yeah, I got my stuff moved up to Pittsburgh. And yeah, I just got settled. I was there for 10 weeks. 10 weeks, I believe. Yeah, 10 weeks. I was there. But yeah, it was hectic. I mean, new team, learned a whole new defense. It was a whole lot. New city. So yeah, it was definitely a huge transition.
New York to Pittsburgh is a stark contrast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was different.
I would pick New York. I'm biased because I grew up around New York.
Yeah.
So
the city wise.
Yeah.
But team wise.
Where'd you live in New York when you were there?
I was in Jersey.
Okay.
Our facility is all the way in, what is that, Florham Park.
Okay.
Florham Park, New Jersey. So we were out east.
That's the place by the smokestacks.
The smokestacks? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know the big smokestacks in Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got them all over the place.
Yeah, we a little bit further than that.
Yeah. Like where the Sopranos live.
The marshes.
Yeah. I've been through there, like North Bergen and Brunswick and all those areas as a kid, and seeing the city from afar, going down the New Jersey Turnpike and driving past Newark and all that fun stuff. Oh, memories.
Yep.
So now here you are, 22, probably into your 30s at that point, early 30s, tried landscaping, tried different things. Kudos to you for trying stuff.
Thank you.
What was something, aside from football, that you've always wanted to do since you were a kid?
I was wanting to, I guess since I was wanting to do broadcasting. I was trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really banking on doing broadcasting, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have kept trying, took some different angles.
For TV or radio?
TV. Yeah, and I just didn't, nobody seemed to be interested. So I don't know, I just kind of, I guess it happened for a reason, but I just never pursued after the time, and it just wasn't seeming to work.
Right.
But I really didn't have a true passion. I actually grew up on a cattle farm. So, I always wanted to possibly come back and do that, but I just really didn't have a true passion. I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
So on to what you're currently doing now, or embarking on now. We're 3 years past getting out of the NFL. Other things that you've tried in that time, just kind of here and there types of things? Or?
Yeah. Just looking at other, different opportunities from real estate to, just it's anything.
Yeah.
Just looking. But it's definitely, it's tough when you're out there, you just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Don't know who to trust. And
gosh, that is something, because it's like, if you have a little bit of a nest egg, you want it to grow, obviously, and make investments. Back in Vegas, I remember there was a string of dealerships called Desert Auto, and I believe John Elway was a heavy investor in those. I don't know how he did, but you're right. It's like, who do you trust?
Who do you trust?
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, I just wanted to get back home and kind of figure it out from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how'd you come to the current? You're on the podcast to promote what you're doing coming up in March.
Yep.
Wild Studios.
Wow. W-O-W.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I heard wow. There we
go.
Wow Studios.
Yeah.
Apologies. Multi-purpose salon suite.
Yep.
Everything from, I would say, hairdressing. You got some massage going on. Nail salon. Golf simulation.
Yep.
Tell me about
simulators.
How did the idea come about?
Well, Milan, Tennessee is not the biggest city.
It's Milan.
Yeah, Milan. So it's limited activities. And I just started to think, what can I do to make some money? What can I do to just use my name to create something that would be fun for people? And I saw the building, it was for sale, bought it, and didn't know what to do with it. Didn't have a game plan. Went about it all wrong.
Right.
But that was the way I got to this point. But I just saw the opportunity to make some money. And I was just thinking about maybe doing like a just strictly just beauty, on the beauty side. And it turned into more than that. And I was like, let me just create something that can feature things from different aspects of life. So I got to the point of having a party room and to golf simulators, barbershop, beauty salon. And it just kind of turned into more. I was like, well, shoot, if I can, if I have a building, I can put whatever I want in it.
Yeah.
And just like a strip mall, just put things that people want. The biggest focus for me was like, I want traffic.
Right.
I want traffic in my building. I want people from all walks of life. So you might have a 80th birthday going on in the party room, and then you got 2 2 birthday parties for kids going on in the simulator rooms. So I just wanted to create a space that could feature things for all walks of life.
And as far as the golf simulator, is it kind of like you hit the ball and it hits the screen kind of thing? Gotcha.
Yep. So they got, I don't know how many golf courses. So I'm working with True Golf. Mm-hmm. That's the simulation place that I bought them from. Yeah. And they got a lot of different golf courses. They got a thing called multi-sport. Mm-hmm. So you can go on there and play baseball, dodgeball, different things like that. And
interesting. In the same simulator?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
there's a place here in Spring Hill that does that. I'm not sure the name of it, but it's like it's like an amalgamation of different things, sort of like what you're talking about. But was there a model of something like this that you saw somewhere else?
Man, I can't remember how I even got to this. I don't know. One of the ideas.
Because it's kind of like really widespread.
Yeah. Well, I knew my city didn't have like a nice barbershop, like a real nice barbershop. So like I got to do that. And I just started thinking of different things that could go into a place, rent them out, rent the rooms. And I just knew I wanted to do like an entertainment aspect, something cool. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was like, man, let's do the golf simulators. At first it sounded stupid. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna really come to this, but now that I've, started promoting and stuff, like people are super excited.
What are the people like in the town there?
Just hardworking people.
Yeah. Mostly blue collar.
Blue collar. Yeah, blue collar. So everybody's looking for entertainment.
Yeah. Something to do.
Yeah. Everybody's usually on the weekends, just probably staying at the house, drinking, have some beers or.
Why not do like an entertainment venue where you've got, trampolines, that kind of thing, and arcade? Have you thought about that?
I have some more space. I got a storage unit that I actually is right beside it. Mm-hmm. And then I have like probably half an acre that is to the left of the building. Mm-hmm. So once we get this open, I want to slowly start to expand and just go through my idea list of what I can do and see what it can be. Yeah. See what it can be. But I want to have it to where we can have that whole property. It's
doing
just
something.
Stuff to do.
How big's the property? How big's the building?
It's 1.7 acres. And building's like 7,000 square feet. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you go to any trade shows for things like that before going into it? Like IAPA comes to mind?
No.
IAPA is something that we tried out here at J2. Part of what we do, we make multicolor DMX programmable lighting for car washes is a big vertical of ours. But for a season, we're still trying to get into something in the entertainment realm, amusement parks, things of that nature. So we went to a show called IAPA. I don't know what the acronym off the top of my head means, but it's a big amusement park show. So everything from arcade games to pool tables to they set up entire roller coasters in this thing. All sorts of stuff.
Really?
It's massive. Bouncy castles, inflatables, water parks are a huge thing. So they have those guys exhibiting there. And we were just on the fringes, offering our wares for lighting. It comes around every November in Orlando, but it's worldwide. So yeah, it's a good place to kind of certainly idea hunt.
Ideas.
Yeah.
Man, it's so many different ideas.
Yeah.
And you just got to, I'm not going to pressure myself to figure it out right now.
Right.
It just, you never know what the idea could stem from.
Right. Well, with a lot of what you're doing is finding the talent, for hairdressing and barber and stuff like that. There's definitely a singular offering for a barbershop. I go to a barbershop, but it's like it's like a my own spa day.
Yeah.
For an hour. You go in, you get your hair cut, you have a nice shave, have the towel on your face, and you just feel refreshed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's the art of the shave is like a lost art. They
don't do that no more.
No,
I don't have them problems. I just got a little bit on my chin.
Sometimes you just go in just to do it.
Yeah.
But, with the guys with the leather aprons and they got the straight, it's old school, man. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really been eating that up, but I'm approaching 50, so who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the right demo.
Yeah. I'm wanting to have it to where you can book your appointment, go get your haircut, and also you can go golfing.
Hey, man.
And maybe get a massage too.
Cigar bar.
I've thought about that.
Yeah. We got one that just opened here in Spring Hill. That place is packed.
Really?
All the time.
I've thought about so many different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think about the overhead, you need maybe 1 or 2 people running it. They've got, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 beers on tap, good quality craft beers, a nice humidor. And I guess it's just figuring out who your distribution is. They got, the smoke eater fans and stuff like that. Nice leather chairs. They got TVs.
People love cigar lounges.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a hot thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, right on, man. How knows? Well, yeah. So you got the grand openings on the 8th.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that. You got a lot of events planned.
Yep.
That people can come out and check out, right?
Yep. So to start, we're planning. We're looking for the venue now, but we're going to have a dinner and a business panel that Friday night here in Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll have more information coming very soon.
How many people?
We're gonna try to do between 150 to 200 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And make sure you get my wheels turning in terms of places.
Yeah. So we'll have tickets for sale. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a really cool thing. I want to what I wanted to do was get a space to where we get all the types of walks of people, from CEOs to current athletes to former athletes, different business owners, influencers,
right,
in one space. So we're gonna do that Friday night, and then Saturday, that's the day of the ribbon cutting. Mm-hmm. So that'll be from 12 to 4. Mm-hmm. We'll have red carpet event. I don't know if we've ever had I'm sure Milan's had a red carpet event before sometime. I might not have been there, but I'm excited. We're gonna have different athletes in the building that day. We're going to be doing autographs. We're going to have we're going to be raffling off different signed memorabilia.
Right.
And then outside we're going to have the food trucks. Probably going to do a gaming truck for the kids. If the weather's good, jumpers. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have a DJ out there.
Nice.
So it's gonna be a really nice thing. I'm gonna have the building closed off for all the people that have coming in town, and then after that's over, we'll have select time for people to be able to walk through and see the whole design of the building. So I'm keeping everything a secret up until that day.
Right.
Yeah. So it's
so you got
fun.
some surprises in store.
Do I?
Yeah.
Well,
if there's things that are secret,
yeah, because I don't know when this is gonna be posted, but I haven't even told everybody yet what the every room is gonna be. I'm actually gonna do that next week.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I mean, really, I would say the surprises is, I think, figuring out who's gonna be there, like different athletes. Like I got a really cool guest list, and I don't want to announce people because it's like they might not, just things can change. But I'm just super pumped about who could possibly be there.
Can we allude to who might be there? Maybe say what teams they played for. It could be anybody. But hey, this guy was a notable guy.
A possible Laker could be there. Ravens player.
Current Ravens
Titans
player that maybe
former. Now I gotta hit Derek up and see if Derek. I know he's a busy man.
Does he even still live around here?
I don't know if he's got a place here. I know he trains in Dallas.
Does he?
Yeah, so I don't know. I got to check in with Derek, see what's up. But yeah,
tell him I said hi.
I will. But yeah, even a really notable UT quarterback, and he's gonna plan to be in the building.
Any coaches of name or note or anything like that?
No, but that could change.
Yeah.
You never know.
Did you play with under Vrabel?
I did. Well, yeah, I did when I came back my last year.
Okay. He seemed like just a pretty cool guy.
He's cool.
I think he got a raw deal, man. When I'm like, what are you guys? Why'd you let him go?
I mean,
the crap. He was doing really well 2 years ago.
It happens, man.
I know.
Things are just.
But how can you expect to build a good culture when it's like people are afraid of their freaking jobs, man? It's. I get what you're saying, but you can't build a culture that
you can't.
You know?
Turnover is. That's what kills a team.
Yeah.
You start just bringing in all new people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. That's why the Steelers, they've been good for so long because they don't have a lot of turnover with coaches. Keep the same people, stay consistent.
Yeah. And so if they're not safe, I'm not safe.
Yeah.
It's not a good time. It's not a good place to be.
It's not, man. Yeah. It's not fun when you don't know if your job's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Next year.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough. That's the NFL.
Where can people find out more about your event coming up? You have a website?
Yeah, so website is about to be finished.
Okay.
But the Instagram, Wow Studios Tennessee. You can follow me on my social media, A Williamson 54, and we're gonna have a Facebook page as well, Wow Studios Tennessee.
There we go.
Yep, as up. So
we'll make sure everything's in the description as usual. Find and follow him, and stick around and follow him for all the announcements yet to come. But we do know it's going to be on the 8th with a soiree of sorts here in Nashville the night before that Friday on the 7th.
Yep.
Which we have yet to find a place for. I might be able to help you with that. I think I might know a few places, but either way, anything else you want to cover before we wind down?
I'm just going to say I'm super excited to take a step into the business world. This event is really going to be unique for me because I'm putting so many people in the same room together. And I'm just excited to see, what opportunities come from this. All it takes is one person to spark an idea, to create new business. So, hey, I'm looking to expand. I want to take this concept to different places. And shoot, I'm just really super pumped for people to see my product.
Yeah.
See the product and to be excited about it as I am, just as excited.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you and meeting you.
Thank you. Same with you.
Again, guys, all the information will be in the description. And as always, go to MMTBP.com to follow us. You've already found us. You're already listening to it. I say that every single time. It's really tough to land these planes when you're doing podcasts. It's winding them down is always the fun part. All the links are there. Even if you want to attempt to be on the show or apply to be on the show, we have a link there you can fill out. We get notified, check everything out. Make sure you're from Middle Tennessee. That would be nice. Keep on getting hit up from people like in Vancouver. And it's like, no, you're not. Did you see the name of the podcast? I mean,
Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee is kind of indicative. Check it all out there at MMTBP.com. Avery, again, pleasure to meet you, pal.
Thank you.
We're going to keep in touch for sure.
Thank you very much.